Hey friends, this is Jennifer Terri and welcome to another Philippine Travel Update. Kumusta kayo? How are you all? Medyo nawindang. We were shocked by this major diversion of flights again to Naiya, no? But later we'll talk about that. For now, let's start with something light. A little bit of good news. Yesterday, US CDC's lowers the travel warning to the Philippines. Last April, if you can remember, the US CDC categorized Philippines as level 4, the highest. Level 4, do not travel. But as of yesterday, the Philippines is now listed under level 3, reconsider travel. We improved a little bit. Moving on, let's talk about vaccines. So tomorrow, June 10, the biggest single vaccine arrival in the Philippines. The Philippines will receive 3.2, 79, and 160 vaccine doses. Over 2 million Pfizer jabs through the COVAX facility, thanks to the donors, and 1 million Sinovac. Tomorrow, Thursday, guys. This is the biggest single day delivery ever since. So this will really help, no? The only problem with the Philippines is that we don't have enough supply. But as soon as we have supply, we vaccinate as much as we can. And the Philippines are now vaccinating A4 workers po. Workers. The Philippine government is still positive that we can achieve herd immunity daw this year. Parang paasa naman. Kasi parang malabo po talaga this year for the whole Philippines at least. Malabo pa. For this year, siguro population protection. 25 million siguro baka ma-achieve. Pero yung 70 million, very unlikely. If we are to follow the current rate, will we wait until July 2024 before we can achieve herd immunity? Yeah, at this rate right now. Now let's go to Cebu. So Executive Secretary Salvador Medaldia signed this diversion, no? Memorandum of diverting the flights bound to Cebu instead to Naiya. This is the guy who signed this memorandum. However, sinasabi, they are saying extending the diversion of flights. Extending what? Because as of June 6, there were 2 international arrivals in Cebu Airport. Qatar Airways, Doha to Cebu, and Scoot Airlines Singapore to Cebu. So it's not an extension, it's another imposition. Don't try to fool us, Executive Secretary. Because according to the MCIA management, Cebu Airport Management and other agencies involved in the aviation industry, apparently, they did not receive a copy of this extension. Thus, they welcomed international flights, Doha, Qatar, and Singapore last June 6. I'm sure that this decision was made right after they saw Miss Gwen's public, that live press briefing in which she said, we will still follow swab upon arrival. So it makes me question, wala pa rin silang intindihan. They're still in a mess. What was the point of their meeting? Look at the picture, look so happy. But as soon as they turn around, wala. But if you watch Miss Gwen's briefing, no, where I posted that, actually, I could sense in that video, I could sense in that live na talagang si Miss Gwen ay parang natanggap niya ng kailangang 10 days for non-Cebu residents. However, what she really is pushing for Cebu residents to swab upon arrival, then continue quarantine at home. If you think about it, bakit let's say, if they are only concerned about health, transmission, coronavirus, then they should praise Cebu protocol because Cebu is not swabbing once, Cebu is swabbing twice. Dalawang swab. Swab upon arrival, swab on the 7th day. Because Cebu residents, when they go home to their LGUs, swab test again on the 7th day. Actually, their protocol is much more stringent than the IATF protocol. So if health was their concern, if virus transmission, whatever was their concern, why do they have to do this to Cebu? Why can't they just let them be? At least for Cebu residents. Why? Why does this have to go all the way to diverting flights? Bakit kailangang madamay lahat? 'Di ba? Ano ba? Parang iba yung nasa isip nila eh. Talagang merong iba. Can't blame people. It really, parang iba yung nakikita natin na parang iba yung gusto nila. It's not health. It's about wealth. Ganun ba? Anyways, today, another senator expressed his support. Senator Sonny Angara. He said, the policy daw in Cebu is practical and makes perfect sense considering that OFWs and ROFs that land in Cebu will be tested immediately and the results will be out within the day. He said that he urged the IATF to study the policy of Cebu provincial government and see if this can be incorporated or adopted in its protocols on COVID-19 testing for international arrivals. Well, that has been done. Last Thursday, Duque was supposed to study. I guess he didn't study the protocol. Doesn't care. Another senator, Senate President, also expressed his support that the Cebu protocol is innovative, safe, and reasonable protocol daw. And this kind of best practice we should implement throughout the country. And earlier, manifesto by congressman, party list. See, a lot of people expressed their support. Even the Integrated Bar of Cebu also expressed their support. They said, they mentioned here the 1987 Constitution declares as state policies the promotion and blah blah blah. You know how Ms. Gwen said that the IATF can make health protocols for the first 6 months only of a health emergency. After that, local government units can make their own protocols, which is in concurrence of the IATF protocol. I don't really understand why it's such a big deal for IATF that Cebu has this protocol. Actually, it's really much more stringent, no, when it comes to Cebu residents because they test them again at their final destination. Well, for adult LGUs, we cannot deny the fact that a lot of LGUs in the Philippines, wala nang pakialam. Especially dyan sa Manila. Wala namang pakialam. As soon as you finish in the hotel, parang sa'yo na lang, voluntary na lang kung if you're gonna finish 4 days ba. But for other places, talagang monitored. Despite of these senators, congressmen, Integrated Bar of the Philippines, whoever, wala tayong laban, guys. Mahirap kalaban. Kasi yung kalaban mo, IATF. Na IATF has the president's support. Okay? The executive branch. That's why the memo came from executive secretary po. So for now, guys, really, personally, I only see Miss Gwen. And Mr. Soto as well, Senator Soto, he's really pushing it and he was talking about it in the Senate. But so far, just those two. You know, these other senators expressing their support, we have to be careful because election is coming and they'll be jumping on the bandwagon to get the voters. So we have to be careful. Words without actions is nothing. And so far, it's only Miss Gwen and Senator Soto have shown actions. For my fellow kababayans, kapit lang po tayo at we will surpass this. Malalagpasan din po natin ito. Thank you so much for watching po. Please comment, share your experience.